Hey guys, we recently came back from Japan. We were there for about 2 weeks, Friday through 2 weeks later, Monday. It was supposed to be Sunday, but I'll get to that later. So I made a scrapbook album, I guess you could call it, while I was on the trip, and then I finished it up at home. But basically I was using my traveler's notebook. Here it is. I've had it for I would say 8 years maybe. So it's been kind of through the ringer, as you can tell. I've used it a lot, but it's held up really well. These plastic folders, and then this one I just got recently on the trip, and you guys can see that video. I'm gonna post it right before I post this video. So that's the new folder, and then this folder also. So I've had all these different things for quite a while, and they've held up really well. So it's a really nice notebook. It's the Traveler's Notebook. And then for photos, this isn't a photo album, but there are photos in it, just to kind of give a feel and an impression of what was going on. And I have this little coin purse, and my Canon Ivy printer fits perfectly in there. It's very lightweight and it's very small, and I got this coin purse for free with like maybe a laptop bag I had bought at some point on Amazon like a long time ago. And now I use it's slightly well, anyways, so that's what I use for the photos. It prints out these 2x3 stickers, and then you can cut them down even more if you want, if you do a collage. The cover is a paper bag that I cut apart. This is one side of the paper bag that we got for free. Basically, they gave us some food, and they put it in this to-go bag, which was really cute. So I cut it and used it for the cover, and then some washi tape. It has 3 different paintings of Mount Fuji, and the washi tape's really nice because you can still see the background image through the washi tape, since it's fairly translucent. So that's how the cover came out. Inside cover is all these different stickers from things we bought and some washi tape or whatever. So we shopped at Nintendo Super Center or whatever in Tokyo, and then the Pokemon store, and then 7-Elevens were like everywhere. Lawson, which is kind of like 7-Eleven. So these are just stickers they would not stickers, but like even tape, just they would use to hold the bags closed when you bought something. So I kind of added them to the inside cover. And then these stamps are from the Traveler's Factory at the train station in Tokyo. And then some more washi tape. This one says Memory. It's from Tim Holtz. So it's really cute. I like that washi. And yeah, that stamp fit perfectly in here. I pretty much used you'll see later, I pretty much used all the stamps. So this is a little gift bag from a trip we had to Mount Fuji. One of the places there, we got this gift bag with like a magnet or whatever we bought. And this is a picture of us in Tokyo Tower. And then these are all our plane tickets, and the Air Canada notice for your rights when they mess up your flights. Like I said, I'll get to that later. So I'm holding on to that for now, just in case, we have some things to still resolve with the airline. This was the plan going into the trip, and we kind of stuck to it, but some things got a little bit rearranged. So this was all the stuff we were gonna do. And then, so on Friday, we flew from our city to Canada because we were using Canadian Airlines, and then we had an overnight layover. So we left the airport and we went and stayed in a hotel near the airport. We went to eat at Montana's, which ended up being very kind of like a Canadian, I guess, sort of chain restaurant maybe. I'm not sure, but it was really cute. Morgan, my daughter, tried the poutine fries, since that was like a dish she heard about that was like popular in Canada, so she wanted to try those. And then it was really cute, like decor there. It was like these like wooden sort of, you know, benches and stuff, and then it said "Run Pig Run." It was really funny. The food was really good. And then our hotel had a pool, so we dipped our feet in. The next day we got breakfast and some food for the airport from Coffee Time. That was right by the hotel, and that was pretty good. And then we had a long flight. It was over 13 hours. And I watched Happy Death Day, and then with my kids I watched The Truman Show, which I'd seen before, but I watched it with them, like simultaneous watching, because they were sitting right next to me, so we just kind of like we watched the movie together. It was cute. Then the following day, which it felt like just a continuation of that day because we barely slept, but it was the following day now. It was Sunday. We arrived in Tokyo airport and took the train to Yokohama because we had a cruise departing from Yokohama on Monday. So knowing how airlines can be, and because we had a connecting flight, I did leave a day cushion. Like we arrived on Sunday, but the cruise was leaving Monday evening. So we had plenty of cushion in case anything went wrong with the flights, but we arrived there on time, which was nice because it meant we had the evening in Yokohama, and we went to see the Yokohama waterfront and Yokohama Landmark Tower, and we got dinner at Daiso and 7-Eleven. And then I tried these crunchy chocolate with matcha from 7-Eleven, which was so good. So I just kept getting it the rest of the trip, and I brought a couple of bags home. They're like very small bags, but it's really good. And I wish the 7-Elevens in US were anywhere close to the 7-Elevens in Tokyo, or I mean Japan. This is like the food that we got. Just tried a bunch of different interesting stuff from like 7-Eleven and Daiso, and got a bunch of mochi because my daughter-in-law loves mochi. So let's see. So Monday we woke up and we had a little bit more time before we had to check into the cruise. So we went to check out the Yokohama Chinatown, which is the biggest Chinatown in Japan. So we knew we had to check that out. So we went and walked around the Chinatown there. And the kids tried some interesting desserts. It's like these frozen strawberries dipped in sugar on a stick. And they were pretty good. And then we stopped by, oh, and then in the Chinatown I bought this like metal bookmark, which is like a dragon. It was really cute. So I added it to here. And then we also stopped by an art store on the way back to the hotel. And I tried this one brush pen, Sai brush pen, in purple. And then I got a couple Holbein watercolors. And then also on the way back to the hotel, we stopped by the cat cafe. And we stayed there for an hour, and the kids got to play with all these really cute cats. And we got little treat bags that had little treats in there for the cats. It's the MFMF Cat Cafe in Yokohama. It was really cute. And going into Japan, we knew we wanted to try some animal cafes, but it turned out to not be as easy because some of them are very popular and you have to like reserve like a couple weeks in advance apparently. So oh well, but that one we did make it to, so that was nice. Finally we checked into the cruise and just had like a relaxing evening. And then the next day Mike and I went to the gym, and then we got breakfast, and I tried this, it's right there. I tried this thing, it's called natto, and you know, a lot of people, you know, people from Japan I guess seem to really enjoy it. I had no idea what it was. They couldn't really explain to me what it was. I then Googled it after getting it, and apparently it's fermented soybeans or beans of some sort. So it's like a cup, but there's different like soy flavor or some other like packets flavor on top that's kind of like spicy. So it's blocking the view, so you can't really see what you're getting. It looks like it could be a yogurt cup, but inside are fermented beans. So they look like little alien eggs, because when you pick it up, because it's fermented, it's like goo, this goo like stretches, and the flavor is very distinctive. And even people who were enjoying it told me that it's an acquired taste, and we weren't there long enough to acquire it. So that's my defense. I'm glad I tried it. It was very interesting, but I only tried it once. Let's just put it that way. So that evening we arrived in Kobe, and instead of doing like a tour, oh, they had an evening tour of Osaka, but we were in Kobe, so we just took the shuttle to Kobe and checked out walked around Kobe, checked that out, went to the Chinatown there, and this is in front of the Chinatown gates. All the Chinatowns have these really beautiful gates to like the different entrances to them. And this is the itinerary from the cruise. I don't know if you guys can see. It started in Yokohama, and then it went to Kobe for the evening, and then it stayed in Kobe the next day. So we took like an hour train ride to Osaka, that's near Kobe, instead of doing a cruise tour. Then it went to Hiroshima and we did a cruise tour. It went then to Kagoshima and we did a cruise tour. Then it went to South Korea, or Republic of Korea, and we did a cruise tour for that, and then it just sailed all the way back to Yokohama. And then these are images from the cruise. They had a water park, and then they had this like sky trail, which had like maybe 12 different sections of different, like you have to walk from one section to another, and some of them had like bridges or whatever and things to hold on to, and some of them didn't have anything to hold on to except like your belt. So, and these are, you know, my husband and the kids, and they went through the whole thing a few times, and I made it through maybe 3-4 sections before I gave up, because then I could see that there were sections where there's nothing to hold on to, and I'm also afraid of heights. So I really wanted to keep up with everyone, but I just couldn't. I just gave up. I was like, no, this is not for me. I couldn't do it. But I did get through like 3 or 4, so at least I tried it. I wasn't a total party pooper, but then I like turned back instead of going through the proper exit. I turned back, I went back, I got off, and then I just took photos of them instead. Oh, we went to some kind of temple or shrine in Kobe, and we got little good luck charms there, and they give us this cute little baggie. And like I said, so this is all Kobe, and then they had all these like oh, here's the shrine, Ikuta Jinja Shrine. And then they had like all over Japan, they had these like claw machine play places where it's nothing but like just dozens and dozens of claw machines, which the kids loved, and all of them were like 100 yen, which is about 70 cents, so it wasn't too bad. It's almost impossible to win anything, but my son did win this like a Pokemon card, which was pretty impressive that he managed to win anything in one of those. Oh, and they did win a cat one time. They like played several times and they positioned it, and then they like were able to win this cute little cat thing. So a couple times they did win something. So then the day that it was parked in Kobe, we went to Osaka and we went to see Osaka Castle. It's really, really pretty there. So this is the ticket to Osaka Castle. And this is the Japanese Osaka Castle guide, but the cover was so cute I had to like stick it in there. This is what Osaka Castle looks like. It's really pretty. So, and then they had a stamp of the Osaka Castle Museum inside it. So of course I stamped in my book. And then we went to Datenbori District, which has this famous shopping street there. And we got some food there, like this interesting ice cream that looked like it had like macaroni shaped stuff on top. It was green and it was really good actually. And then we got this potato thing, which they make in front of you. They basically take like a whole potato right in front of you, like a fresh potato, and they cut it up in this machine and they season it and flavor it and cook it and put it on this like, stretch it out on this long, like on a long stick. So it was really interesting. And then I did a little survey for the Kobe transportation people because we got a free shuttle and they gave me a sticker in return, so that was a good trade. And then we, went back to the ship, and then the next day It arrived in Hiroshima at 3 p.m. and we did do the Hiroshima Peace Tour through the ship. I'm just covering up my name here. This is the ticket. And the Hiroshima Peace Tour went to the Horizuru Tower, which you can kind of go to the tower, to the top of the tower to oversee the site. And then also I did bring the Hiroshima Museum guidebook. It's in here, but I put it in the back. Yeah, so we knew that was going to be like a sad trip, but obviously if you're in Hiroshima, like, we didn't want to do some other like fun trip. We wanted to actually do some like historical sightseeing. It was very, very, very sad in that museum. But anyways, I'm sure you guys can imagine just reading like all the stories and everything and seeing the photos and anyways. But then after that, they took us to this like shopping street, which had a really nice art type store that they make paintbrushes and makeup brushes. So I got one paintbrush and some other like art supplies there. And then we tried this Mr. Donut, which was, it was so good. It was very gooey. Okay, the next day was just a day at sea. The whole day the ship was just swimming. So then we went to the water park, and my husband and I went to the gym and the pool, and they had like a bunch of hot tubs on the ship. It was really nice. And we went to like the nice restaurant there for the dinner, and they had free room service for breakfast, but we didn't really use that because the buffet was much nicer. And also they got the whole breakfast order completely wrong the one time the kids tried it. So we were like, forget about it. Then the next day it arrived in Republic of Korea, or South Korea basically, on an island there that's part of South Korea. And we did the tour. Here's the little, it has like a landing permit for tourism because it's whatchamacallit, like another country obviously, so you had to go through like immigration and everything. And then, so this lava tube is basically a cave that's formed by floating lava, and then when it cools it forms this like cave, and you can walk through like this whole thing. So we walked through that. It was pretty chilly in there. You can like feel the cold air just coming up as you're entering it. And then the tour went to Sunrise Peak, which is the top of like a volcano, and you basically hike up the volcano. And my son was smart enough, and he was like, oh, my legs hurt, I'm gonna just sit here and relax. So he didn't go up, and we hiked up. It was like 20-30 minutes of steep steps up to the top of this volcano, which was beautiful up there, but it was a super hot day as well. So here it is. It was really pretty up there. So he was like kind of smart to sit that out. This is a magnet I got there, but it makes for a cute little frame for this photo of us in the lava tube. And then this is a dessert we tried. It's in Korean, and my husband bought it. He thought it was chocolate because it's like brown, but it turned out to be some kind of like fruit bar, which it was still good. It was just totally not what was expected. In the gift shop I got this little cute postcard with some photos on it, and they had these little stone guys everywhere. They're kind of protective stone guys, kind of like gargoyles, but you know, South Korean gargoyles. They were really cute. So I put that on there. That's the top of the Sunrise Peak, and that's the lava tube. And that's then we got back and he did the Sky Trail for the first time. Then the next day we went to Kagoshima, and we did it was Father's Day also, and we did the excursion that went to Sakurajima. So you get on the bus, and then the bus goes on this ferry. The bus goes on the ferry. So it's actually convenient. You just sit on the bus and it goes on the ferry, and the ferry takes you to Sakurajima, which is an island right off Kagoshima. And over there we went to see, it's like a geopark. So we just kind of hiked around the mountain there. has like two volcanoes there, and one of them I think is the most active volcano in Japan. So we hiked up one of them, and it was like super rainy that day. And then they took us to like a shopping street, which was nice. And then my daughter and I got like a local dessert that's there, that's only available there. And then we sat down and had some like tea with it, some green tea, and got some souvenirs and stuff, of course. And then we went back to the ship, and we had dinner in their nice restaurant without my son, because he didn't really care for fancy food. He only wanted the buffet. And then we hung out and played dominoes. We did that a few nights. We played dominoes a few nights. And my husband got a fancy drink, because we didn't have a drink package, so he just bought one because it was Father's Day, so he got like a nice drink. It was actually really good. And then the next day, was it a day at sea? No. Oh, it might have been a day at sea. I think it was the last day on the ship, so it was a day at sea. So we slept in, and then we did the Sky Trail again. That's the day I tried it too, and then I couldn't do it. And then, so that's us at the fancy dinner. Oh, and this is the final tally for the for the dominoes, and I ended up losing. So that was sad. It was like a 3 or 4 day tournament. We played. This is like all the games we played. We played like many rounds, and unfortunately, I ended up getting to 100 first, so I lost. Tuesday, we got back to Yokohama and took the train to Tokyo. So that's the day we were in Tokyo, and we wanted to try a pod hotel. So for one night, we tried the pod hotel. So we checked into the pod hotel and left our stuff there, and then we went to the Tokyo Tower, and we got tickets to the very like top. So that's us there. And that's also us at that's another one of those. And so I bought this postcard there. I thought it was really cute. It's like that famous painting, but they put the tower in it. Instead of Mount Fuji in the background, it's the tower in the background. So I thought it was like so cute. And then they also had a bunch of stamps there that you could stamp. So I pretty much stamped all of them on the postcard. And then we were still there when it was dark out, because we had dinner like down at their food court, so we were able to get some photos at night. And then I also got these, like, I bought these coins. This one is Tokyo Tower, and then this one is Hello Kitty Tokyo Tower. They were so cute. It's the ones where you you just turn the thing and then it makes it for you, like right in front of you, and you select the picture you want. So I got Hello Kitty, and I got this Japanese design like right in front of the tower. So that's that. And then there was like this bush thing with like cutouts in there, and then I was taking a photo of the kids, and they didn't realize this, but my husband was like peeking in. There were a couple photos where he was peeking into the different holes, so, and they didn't know he was doing that, so that was just, it was really funny when they saw the photos. And then this is the pod hotel. That's our pod. So my daughter, they separate the men from the women on different floors. So my daughter and I got to stay together, and we had beds like next to each other, and then my husband and my son had beds next to each other. So that was really interesting. And they did a sleep study too. You like sign up if you want, and they like record you sleeping, and then they send you a sleep report to tell you how well you slept. And that's the hotel information for the pod hotel. Like, you're not allowed to make noise and do it, like all this stuff you're not supposed to do in the sleep section. They have a separate section for like your suitcases and everything else. So I just put it in this pocket. And then then the next day, it was like a 2-minute walk from the pod hotel was our hotel. This is in Akasaka, which is just like an area of Tokyo. Tokyo is so huge, it has like all these different areas. And we stayed in Akasaka, and it was like 2 minutes from the subway, which turned out to be super convenient. So we checked into the new hotel, left our stuff there, and went to check out the Meiji Jingu Shrine, which was really nice. But then my son and we split up with my husband and my daughter because they went there, and then my son wanted to find this Pokemon or whatever, so I went with him. And then we couldn't find the shrine because it was like inside the park. So we walked around the park. Like, that was the day I got like 20,000 steps in. It was horrible. We just kept, like, the GPS took us to all the exits. Whenever I would type in the shrine, it would take us to the exits instead of the shrine. So it took us a while to find the shrine, and I got like, here, I'll show you. These are all the steps we got this whole trip. And that's the day we did that. Yeah, 6/21 was the day we did that. It was 22,000 steps. It was not good. But anyways, we found the shrine. Then we ate there and got some good food at their Forest Terrace Cafe. And then we walked from there to Takeshita Street, which is like really, really cute. Has like a little entrance and everything with like, I don't know, you probably can't really see, but we got this, drink there with boba, where they hand make the boba, and they gave us 2 stickers, and they hand make the boba. It was so good, so good. They make the boba like right in front of you. So we shopped a little bit there, and then after that we went to Shibuya to check out Shibuya. So like Shibuya Crossing, which is like that main Shibuya shuffle, like where you see the photos of like it's like Times Square, New York. So we went to Loft there so I could shop, and then we went to Don Quixote, which is like a huge like department discount store, and the kids got this like 10 yen bread, which is basically like a pastry with like cheese inside that they kind of make in front of you as well. It's very stretchy. They shared one. So I got all this washi tape from, and then this movement sticker or stamp, and then like these stickers. And then we got this face wash that was really good in Don Quixote, and then Dexter went to Pokemon Center and bought a bunch more Pokemon. And then I saw this mural of Myth of Tomorrow. I don't know if you guys know that painting. And then my daughter bought this little eyeball guy, kind of like this eyeball washi that I found. This guy was like, just had all this needle felted little creations, and she bought a little eyeball guy, needle felted one. The next day we had a tour that we had booked to see Mount Fuji, and these are like stickers that we put on our shirts, and a stamp that I got at one of the stations while we were there. It was super, super rainy all day. It was so rainy all day that we literally did not see Mount Fuji. We were right next to it, but it was completely covered in mist and clouds. So we went to see Mount Fuji, and that was the one day that we couldn't see it. So that was a little disappointing, but the rest of the trip was like really nice despite the rain. So this is the Chirito Pagoda, which like is featured a lot because in the background it's supposed to be Mount Fuji. So it's Chirito Pagoda with Mount Fuji in the background. And then we had this lunch of like hot noodle lunch, where it was literally hot noodles, because they had the noodles cooking like in that thing on the fire the entire time. So it was like really hot. But it was nice because it was a pretty chilly day because it was raining all day. Oh, that was the placemat from where we ate. And then an admission ticket to this Psycho Yashi whatever place that actually, oh, here it is. So it had like, here's a map, had like all these little buildings that are recreations of like an old village, but inside they were selling different things and all these little things. Here's like all the different stuff. And we got some stuff, like my husband got a little handmade owl, and I got like a little handmade chopstick rest, but it was actually, I'm gonna use it for a paintbrush rest. And it's hand painted by a local artisan. Here's the artisan actually that did the chopstick rest that I bought. And then they had some needle felted stuff from like, this is a business card, but I put it in because it's just so cute. Oh, and one of the stops was in this like Japanese garden, which was so beautiful. So we took some photos there and did some souvenir shopping and got some nice magnets and everything. Some really cute stuff there. And then, so here's the village. Got some pictures of the village. So that was the day trip. But then they dropped us off in Shinjuku, which we hadn't been to yet. So I got super excited because I thought we weren't gonna have time to go to Shinjuku, but we did. And Shinjuku has Junie Moon, which I don't know if you guys know, but Junie Moon is the store that sells Blythe dolls, and I do collect Blythe dolls. So I got my birthday present there, which I haven't opened yet. I kept it in the box, and we brought it back in a box. I'll unbox it on my birthday in September. So that's my birthday present, and then I got the money off for tax-free shopping. So I actually got that doll for much less. It was a very good deal. So we went to that, and then I went to Sekaido, which is their flagship store for Sekaido is in Shinjuku, and Sekaido is like one of their main, like a huge art store and stationery store. It's like 7 floors, and that's where I got a bunch of different art supplies. And so this is just a little thing from Shinjuku, I mean. And then for dinner, we ate at this like place that has, where you like order on a screen, and you get like different shish kebabs or whatever, and you order, or no, wait, no, that wasn't that. Never mind. Actually, that my husband and I went to this restaurant then when we got back, that's near our house, and it's, yes, that's what you do. They give you like a screen on the table, and you order what you want, and we would just get like a bunch of shish kebabs, grilled shish kebabs, and then like different, and then he got like this beer that it turned out to be some kind of like thing where they bring out this like huge beer stein sort of, and then it was filled with like clear liquid. And at first I thought maybe that was the drink I ordered, because I ordered like a clear soda. So I took a sip and I was like, oh my God, this is disgusting. And it had a spoon in it, and I was like, I didn't know so we couldn't figure out what you were supposed to do, other than maybe he was supposed to pour his beer in there, because I think that might have been sake or something inside. It was just half filled with like pure alcohol. And then, so we just left it alone. We just didn't do anything with it. We just ignored that mug. So anyways, then the next day, my daughter's alarm went off early, so we got going, because we were going to Asakasa to see the Asakasa shrine. And we actually ran into a celebrity, which we try not to be too stalkerish, but it was Allison Hannigan with her family, and she was there with her family and like a tour guide or whatever. So, you know, obviously like she was there with her husband and her 2 daughters, and we didn't want to be like weird and creepy, so we totally left them alone. But it was just, I was like, oh my God. I was like, that's totally her. And they were like, what? No. And then they were like, oh wait, it is her. So that was like kind of cool. So we took some pictures in front of the shrine, and I did this fortune thing, which all the shrines have this thing where you can put money in there. And obviously, you know, nobody supervises if you even put the money in, but I mean, you don't want to mess with stuff like that. So you put the money in, and then you get this thing, it's like a cone, and it has sticks inside and a little hole, and you shake it until a stick comes out of the tiny hole, and then the stick has a number on it. and it's like 100 or 200, maybe one through like 100 or 200. So you get the number, and then you go, or maybe even like 500 or something. I don't know. It's a lot of numbers. And then they have these little drawers with all the numbers. You find your number, and you take out the paper, and it has your fortune on it. And it does say it in English too. And if it's a good fortune, you keep it. And if it's a bad fortune, it's okay, because they have these little trees or things where you like fold up the fortune and you hang it on the tree. So you're kind of like leaving the bad fortune behind. So it's not like scary to do it, like, because if you get a bad fortune, you can just kind of like get rid of it basically. But I got a really good fortune, so I wrote it down and I took it home, and I'm obviously keeping my good fortune. So if it's a good fortune, you're supposed to keep the paper. So I was very happy with it. So I wrote down what my fortune said, and then we shopped a little bit on this like the street there that has like all this food and souvenirs. And I got this little monster doll. It's like so cute, and it represents the entrance to this shrine, that doll. And then we went to Owl OZ Cafe and met up with my husband's co-worker from like Singapore or something. They were also visiting Tokyo. So we met up with them at the cafe, and we hung out there for like an hour, and they had all these owls that you could pet some of them. And then they had other animals like a bunny, a daegu, a few daegus, a snake, and a sugar glider. The sugar glider was asleep in this little house, but we got to hold the little house. It was really cute. And then, so once we were done with that, we continued shopping in the area, and they had all this food, like warba mochi, something, and warabi mochi. And then they had this like fish thing, and then they had this melon bread, and then they had savory mochi on a stick that we tried. And then they had this like fish thing with like red bean stuff inside. And then we went to one of those types of restaurants. It's called, it's like a big chain actually, Tori Ozoku restaurant. It's like a chain of these restaurants where you order stuff on the screen and you get these little, basically, you know, either skewers or whatever they have. My son got like chicken nuggets and stuff, so it was really cute. And it's like a little wooden dish that they had for these warabi mochis, so I cut off like a piece of the wooden dish. And then we had like time left over, and the shopping street basically that's by the shrine closes early, so we had the whole evening after dinner. So we just hopped on the train and went back to Shibuya and went to see, you know, the street again, took some photos there at Shibuya Crossing, and then saw some of the 3D like billboards. It was like a little panda bear, 3D panda bear. And then we went to the Nintendo's like Super Center, and my son got the Switch, which ended up being a lot cheaper than buying it in US. And he got to pick out the side colors too for free. So that was that evening. And then the next day we went to, hold on. So we started with Tsukiji Fish Market. So we went there in the morning, and we got some chopsticks and some other stuff like as souvenirs there. And they also had some savory mochi on a stick, daifuku, which is like mochi with like a strawberry in there of different flavors that we got. And then I got a fresh grilled squid that you cut up with like scissors that they have there for you. And it's completely, so it's a fish market. So it's all like the fish that comes in that morning, and it's super, super fresh. So after that, we had tickets that we pre-purchased to Team Lab Planets for 1 p.m. entrance. So we took a taxi there. It was near the fish market. It was like 15-20 minutes away. We took the taxi and had some beautiful exhibits there. with like flowers and crystals, and it was just really cool. And a lot of it you walk through water, like there was a thing you walk through water, and then there's like real life flowers, and then flowers on the ceiling like in 3D or whatever. Like it was just really pretty. So we did that for an hour or so. And then, oh yeah, so this was where we bought the chopsticks. And then we took a bus for the first time all the way to Tokyo train station. And it took me like an hour or more to find the Traveler's Factory, because it was like in the basement of the train station, and you had to come outside and take an elevator down to the basement. So it just took me forever to find it. But it was totally worth it, and they had like a gazillion stamps there. And I bought a bunch of stuff. If you guys want to see what I bought, from all these art stores and from Tokyo train station, Traveler's Factory, and like all this, like all the souvenir places that's art related and stationery related, then just watch the video that I posted right before this one, because that one's going to go up first, and then this one's coming up. I just recorded that one actually. So I did pretty much all the stamps. I just love all their stamps. So I just stamped my whole notebook with it. Stamp, shop, shop, shop. Then we walked to the Imperial Palace. We couldn't see much, but we just kind of hung out and relaxed, and we tried the Tokyo banana. And then my husband and I went to that restaurant again that was near our hotel for dinner that we really like, where you order the little skewers separately. So you're ordering like 15, 20 dishes, but each dish is like a skewer. And Torikozuru, which was kind of similar, you get 2 skewers. So it was a little bit more expensive because you get 2 instead of 1. So anyways, so that's what we did that evening. We just went out to eat. And then the next day was our last day, the day we would be going to the airport. And then in the morning, I got notification that our flight was delayed by 2 hours, so they gave us 2 extra hours in Tokyo. So we walked to Akasaka Hikawa Shrine, which was like 15 minutes from our hotel. Took some photos there. And then we kind of like had a little snack on the way to, then from there we walked to the National Arts Center, and we had like a little snack, and my daughter got this like rock ice glass, which is just basically like a cup of ice, and she poured some apple juice in there, and you can like squish it around or something. I don't know. It's a thing apparently. I don't know. She watched all these like Instagram and TikTok videos about Japan and like all the stuff that's fun to do there, and then she wanted to try it all. So, this was a selfie at the Tokyo Team Planets, and they had a lot of mirrors there, and all the kids are in there, so it's just really cute. So this was the National Arts Center. They had some paintings there, so we walked around and looked at the different galleries, and then we went to the airport. Oh, this is from the National Arts Center. I stamped that myself. They had like some postcards there, and I stamped it. So then we took a train to the airport, and because our plane was 2 hours late, and then it was delayed like another 40 minutes or whatever, we missed the connecting flight in Canada. So after like 3 hours of standing in lines and this big like rigmarole, it was just really crazy. So we had like a 12-hour flight, and then we were like in lines for like 3 hours because it was so disorganized and everything was just such a mess, and the lines kept closing, and I had to go to a new line. Finally, after like 3 to 4 hours, we got vouchers to stay in a Hilton nearby, and food vouchers. So we got some food, went to the Hilton, slept like 4 hours, and had to come back the next morning. And we were they got us some kind of flights through Raleigh and then to where we were supposed to go, but then they canceled the Raleigh flight, so then they get us a flight direct to where we needed to go. So like finally we got back. So my suitcase got lost, but then they delivered it to my house the same day. Like that evening we got a knock on the door, and it's my suitcase. So this is in Shibuya Crossing. And this is when we went to the Akasaka Shrine, and right when you get off the station, this is Tokyo Tower. No, this is the Tokyo Sky Tree. Tokyo Sky Tree in the background, and then some kind of huge golden sculpture on top of one of the buildings, which we thought looked really cool. So we got that. And then, so we have that's the guide to one of the places, and then the Osaka Castle Museum. I have that. And then this was from a coaster my husband got there. So, and this is the museum guide. This is the Google Doc that ended up being the actual, I would update it every day. So it was actually what we did every day. Kind of a summary of what we did every day. That's like more sort of accurate and thorough than the one I had written out. So that goes in there. And then, over here is the Hiroshima Peace Memorial Museum. And then this is just a pretty like pamphlet from something I just got out, the part that I liked. And this was the plan that we had made when we were still at home. Well, I had printed out this Google Maps image of Tokyo, so then I could put down all the places we wanted to go. So the way I organized it was I printed out the image of the city, like pretty much where we would be mainly. And then our hotel was here, and I put down all the places we would want to visit. And then I organized it by day. So like then this was one day, this was one day, this was one day, like this was a different, like all the different sections were different days. But then it turned out we got really good at using the subway. So then it was really easy to go from one section to another. So sometimes we like visited, so we ended up being able to visit that section because the tour dropped us off right there. And I visited Sakaido and Junie Moon. And then, because I thought we wouldn't have time for it, but we did. And then we went to Shibuya twice because it was really nice there. And then I wish I had gone to Akasaka twice. So that was the plan, and that was a helpful way to kind of be your own tour guide. This is the card from the cruise. Got a little sticker that I signed up for the gym, and then that was for the bags and all that, and then this is just blocking my name. And then the kids and us, we had two adjacent cabins, so it was nice because whenever it was like time to go on a cruise or we had to go somewhere, we could just knock on the wall and make sure they were awake, because they were basically never awake properly. So these are all the days and these are all the steps. I just had to write down all the steps because it was crazy. And the craziest day was that one day that we got lost in the park with my son, and we ended up walking 22,000 steps, and that just about killed me. And then my legs ended up hurting the rest of the trip. This is just a couple coins. So when we were at the airport, I had some coins left over, and my daughter got a t-shirt, and then I got 2 boxes of mochi, and then all I had left over was 13 cents, which is basically like 10 cents US. So that worked out really well. I had the exact amount to get 2 boxes of mochi and a t-shirt, and then still have a couple coins left over for memorabilia. This is a coaster from some bottling laboratory that we visited, and the girls there were so cute and nice who worked there, and they gave each of us a coaster for free. So I put that in there, which is really cute. And then we have some stickers, some washi tape, a Traveler's Factory stamp where I put down the dates that we were on the vacation. And that's the back cover. So that's pretty much it. I know it's a really long video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. At the Tokyo Tower, we did get this photo, like also by getting the top deck tickets, we got one free little photo. So that's us, and that's the Tokyo Tower, and it's like 3.5 by 5, I think. So I'm gonna definitely frame it, and I actually have this like photo frame that's like a collage of photos that I never use. So I think I'm gonna use that. I'm gonna include a couple postcards in it, and I'm gonna include that, and then I'm gonna print out a few photos and put that in there, and that's gonna be like our Japan photo frame. So I hope you guys enjoyed it. It's you know, it's full. It's full of stuff. It was really fun to put together. It was a great trip. Had a great time. I don't regret buying any of the stuff I bought. I bought a lot of stuff and I don't regret any of it. In fact, my only regret is that I didn't buy more stuff. I wish I'd bought more stuff. That's although it's fine. It's all good. So anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed it, and you know, I'll see you in my next video. Bye.